welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca. I'm back in my cozy corner, and today I'm going to talk about everything I've been doing during the month of January, which is, to be honest, not much. I think this is going to be a really short episode, but I mean, I've had some quite long ones lately, so maybe that will be a good change. Today is the first day of February, probably not when you're watching it, but the weather is really nice. It's sunny outside. I still need a lot of extra light for you to be able to see me here. And we're going to have that problem for a few weeks more, maybe even months. I mean, March should be fine. I mean, let's see. I have finished a few things this month. I have, probably because I haven't been knitting that much. I don't know why. I have been tired, I have been stressed, I have been annoyed. Which is when you should be knitting. Well, maybe not. Sometimes when I come home in the evening, I'm just too tired to take out my knits. And then you know that there is something wrong. But yeah, it's been a few weeks. Let's just say that. But since I haven't been knitting on that many different projects, I have also been able to finish some things. And the first thing that I finished during the month of January was my Nordiska by Caitlin Hunter. And here she is. I'm very pleased with this. It definitely needs to be blocked, because if you look here at the hem, it rolls like crazy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make this flat, but I will do my best. I have definitely been too lazy to block anything, because that just, to me, that's a lot of work and it's not fun like the knitting is. But this is the pattern, and there is a different pattern on the sleeves. This design was actually supposed to be, or supposed to have a 3/4 length sleeve, but I mean, I find that very impractical. So I just knit the sleeve straight until I got to the pattern, and then there are decreases within the pattern to shape the sleeve. I really like that this has a V-neck, because I don't have a lot of V-neck sweaters. I also really like the raglan, which has a cable going all the way through. It's very simple, but it just looks very good, like attention to details. This yarn is no longer available. It is Solkustens ullspinneri, Gotland. So this is from the Gotland sheep. This is a 1-ply yarn, so it's very thin. I knit this on 4mm needles, so it is quite airy, which I like. This is a rustic yarn, but it's also quite shiny, and I know that after this has had a bath, it's gonna go softer. The other colors are Jamieson Smith 2-ply jumper weight, which is a fingering weight yarn. And the colors, I have 2 different purples, the darker and the lighter. Then there is actually a green, like a sea green, but it kind of melts together with the gray. So you can't really, I mean, maybe you can, not sure, but it's there. I don't mind. I like the subtleness of this. But I mean, the purples they're quite contrasty. Apart from the sleeves, I haven't made any other alterations. As soon as I have the energy, I'm gonna put this in water and block it so that I can start wearing it, because I feel excited to wear this. I think it's gonna be warm. The next thing that I finished was a sweater for my daughter. I don't have it here, she has it with her, but I do have a picture of the one that I made for her sister. that I will insert. The only difference between these sweaters are that on the one that you see here, all the edges are yellow, but on the one that I recently made, all the edges are blue. So that is the difference between them. I have been talking about these two sweaters for a long time. I don't even know when I started the first one. It was a bit of a slog, I have to say. They are knit in a lovely yarn. It's a Viking alpaca Bris, which is a blown yarn. Very, very soft. I'm so happy I'm finished with these sweaters. I was supposed to give it to her for Christmas, but I hadn't finished by Christmas. So she got it a few weeks later, but at least it's done. I have talked about these sweaters at length, so I'm not going to say much more about them. They're knit from the bottom up. Then you knit the sleeves also from the bottom up and then put everything together with a yoke. So it's still knit in the round. My mother bought the yarn to knit these sweaters for my girls, but she just thought it was too difficult and asked me if I could do it. And I'm not going to say I regret saying yes, because I'm happy that the girls have the sweaters, but it hasn't been fun. Yeah, and the pattern is from a magazine that my mother has. I don't think they even named it. So yeah, it's a Swedish magazine. That's it about that sweater. The next finished object is a pair of socks, and I'm really sorry that I also don't have them here. I had them here last week, but now they're at my other place. I did take a picture that I will insert. These are just like regular thick socks for wearing indoors, because they're a bit too thick to wear inside of shoes, unless the shoes are too big. So they are knit in an Aran weight wool yarn, I would say. Maybe worst. I would say it's an Aran weight. It is Järbo Raggi. So it is a yarn that is made for knitting socks. You can of course knit whatever you want, but it is a sock yarn. And it is the first time I make socks in such a thick wool. This is a free pattern. It's called Classic Raggsocka, which is a Swedish term for thick socks, or name. The only alteration I made was that I continued the tutu rib down the foot, because I like the look of that. In the pattern, they're supposed to be just stockinette all over the foot. They were very quick to knit. They are a bit tight on the foot. I think I'm going to put them on my sock blockers, and maybe that way I can get them to stretch out a little bit. But I have been wearing them. They're really warm and cozy. I have no complaints except that they're snug on my feet. I mean, socks are of course supposed to hug your feet, but this is a bit too much. It's a bit of an intense hug. Yes. I actually finished one more object, and that is my Lima sweater, which I am very happy that I will be able to wear soon. This is a Sara Nordlund pattern, which has this really lovely patterned yoke. It is a round yoke construction, and this collar is supposed to be folded over. I have not yet decided whether I want to do that or not. I have to try it on, because I really liked this kind of turtleneck thingy. I don't know if it's the best look on me, but I think it's nice. And it's also a hassle to sew this thing down. And look what I did. I only left this much. So I would have to get another. I mean, I have yarn left over, but it's just annoying. I should have left like a long thread so I could just sew it down with the one that was already in there, of course. But yeah. This is what it looks like. I haven't sewn in any ends because I wanted to block it first. It also has this pattern on the sleeves, which I really like. It has the Italian bind off, which I now don't mind that much. Yeah, all the loose threads. Yeah, and with this one you make short rows after the yoke is finished, and then also just before starting the hem. So there is, you can see that the back is quite a bit longer, or it doesn't look like that much now, but when I'm wearing it, I do feel that it's quite a bit longer in the back, which is pretty nice actually. Yes, the yarn. This is Drops Lima, the brown yarn. I mean, because I have to use a lot of lamps, the colors don't come out right. So if I do like this, but if I hold it back like this, it's more accurate. So this is the brown, the cool brown that I really like. It's called Deep Taupe. This one is Klippans 2-trådiga. I mean, I bought a lot of this yarn. I mean, I've been there. It's like a factory outlet thing. So you buy these 100-gram hanks of 2-ply pure wool yarn, which is really nice, at a very low price. So whenever I go there, it is quite far. I mean, that depends on where you're from, of course, what distances you're used to. But I think it takes more than an hour by train. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20, something like that, one way. So it's not like I'm there every day. But when I go there, I buy a bunch of yarn in different colors. And I used it, my car sweater was knit with this yarn. And then in 2 different colors. And then it's this pink one that I held double. So I'm just trying to explain why you have to hear a lot about this yarn, because I have a lot lying around. And I think these 2 are the ones that I used as of yet. I held it double. It's a little bit thicker than the Lima, but it doesn't really matter. And I think that this is going to block out really nicely. And look how pretty this pattern is. What a genius she is. Yeah, I will be very happy to wear this. And this is going to be super warm. That was all the finished projects, which is actually most of what I wanted to do, because I planned to knit on my Nordiska. That was a UFO when I started the month. So I'm really happy that, and the reason for that was because the Jamieson Smith, the dark purple, I was out of that, and I had to go to a store to buy the yarn, and the store was in Lund, which is not really far from Malmö, but now I'm not in Malmö anymore. It's still not that far, but you have to make the effort. You have to get on the train, you have to do the thing. Yes, but I finally did it. I finished the sweater. I'm very happy. I also wanted to knit on my August cardigan by Johanna Gerisch, and I have. And it is here. This looks really yellow now, but this is like your regular white. Well, never mind. you know the color. So this is a really nice cabled cardigan that I have had my eyes on for a long time. I have actually discovered the sweater first, which I still really, really like. I'm not going to buy a pattern for the sweater. Maybe I can wing it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But this is the cardigan, because I don't have as many cardigans in my closet than I do sweaters. I have so many sweaters. I have a few cardigans. Some of the cardigans that I have, I'm unhappy with, so I needed some that I'm going to wear. I mean, some of them are just too small, and some of them I don't like because they like cut into your throat. This one has a 1-1 rib button band, which is started at the neck. Then you pick up stitches for the body. This has cables, and there are stockinette portions in between the cables. The raglan seams are cables. I mean, this is quite bunched up on the needle. So this is the raglan here. Oh, comes out so yellow. Yeah, like that. What happened with this was that when I turned the third cable, or I did the third turn on the cable, I did it too late, and you could see that that the last one was longer, so to speak. So I actually am no further than I was last time I showed this, because I had just finished one of the balls, which I have now as well. But I did rip back and turn the cable at the right place, because I knew that I was going to be annoyed if I saw that there was like a big gap here. So yeah, I am winging it because the pattern tells you when there's like 1 or 2 rows that talks about the increases here. And there is one right leaning and one left leaning. That's why there are different colors. I have yellow for the left leaning and blue for the right leaning, so I won't forget. And then there was just a chart that showed where you turn the cables, but the increases were not in there. And I found that a bit annoying. So I just left the pattern behind, and now I'm just knitting this the way I feel like, I guess. So I'm gonna go back to the pattern after, when I'm supposed to put the sleeves on hold and continue with the body. So we'll see what happens then. Yeah, so I'm just keeping a lookout for the number of stitches I'm supposed to have reached before I put the sleeves on hold. The yarn is Sandnes per Gynt, which is a really nice rustic wool yarn that is not scratchy. It's just sturdy. It lends itself really well to cables because it's super round and squishy, as you can see. I don't have any more balls here, so I'm going to have to knit on something else. But yeah, this was a whip that not a whip, this was a UFO that I started knitting on again, because it was the ripping back part that I was not excited about. The next UFO that I was supposed to knit on is the Never Ending Story sweater, even, from Susanne Müller. So 2 German designers in a row. So this is also a V-neck, just like Nordiska. I have been starting to try and make things that my closet is not already brimming with. So yeah, I really like this one. This is a half brioche, which is annoying to knit because it takes forever. But it has really nice details. This is a drop shoulder construction. You start at the back, and then you get these really nice seams. I call them seams even no seaming has been involved. You just pick up stitches for the front after you've knit a portion of the back, and then under the sleeves you start knitting in the round. And I think that she has the right side in and the wrong side out. I think this is what it usually looks like on the right side. But I mean, they're both nice, so that's not a problem. And the problem is that this is so slow. I actually haven't touched this during the month of January because it's boring. Yeah. The yarn is Viking garn merino trend, which is a non-superwash merino wool. It's 100% merino, which is great. It feels really nice. It's soft and squishy. This is also quite a round yarn. This is a little bit thinner. This is a DK. And the Gynt is a worsted. Not much to say about this because not much has been done with this. And what else? Yes, there is nothing else. That is all I had. It's still 20 minutes, so I guess it's not too bad. My plans for February is next on the list. And I actually haven't made plans the way I usually do, because last year, February was a fix your knits month. And I am thinking to do that again. And to be honest, I have not gone through all of my knits that need fixing. I have a pair of socks over here. This is a... What are they called? Let's see if I wrote that down. Yes, these are the broken seed stitch socks, and they are indeed broken. Look at this. I mean, there's hardly any heel left at all anymore. And I mean, there's a good reason for that. And that reason is that I'm stupid. Because I made these... The red yarn is a sock yarn. It's a Regia sock yarn. But this wine colored yarn, this is a pure merino wool. It has no nylon in it. So what was I thinking? I mean, there are holes here as well. So you can see that it's the wine colored yarn that has broken, and the sock yarn is still whole. So... But this is not a huge... I don't know if I'm going to fix them, to be honest, because it's like so extensive. But I mean, the heel is an afterthought heel, so that's easy to just take out and knit again with a different yarn. This is more annoying because this affects... I don't know why I always get holes here. Well, it's not that strange. I mean, a lot of weight is on that part of the foot. Perhaps I'll just rip it out and use whatever color I use for the heel for all of this, because they're mostly just... I mean, I use my socks. This is not like a super pretty sock, so it's fine. The other one is here too. It also has holes in it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting so close to you. Yeah, the same thing here. The heel is completely broken, but the hole here on the front is a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's one example. I also have a skirt that I started. I mean, whatever I have pictures of, I will put. My head has been all over the place, so I should of course have picked all these things and showed you here now. But yeah, I completely forgot. So I will put the pictures, and in the February monthly roundup, you will see all the things that I did get to and the things that I didn't get to. So this is the Nebel skirt. It is a ribbed skirt, and it goes a bit below my knee, which means I look like a carrot when I'm wearing it. Like very big up top, very small on the lower part of my body, which is not the look I want. So what I did was that I ripped out a long portion of this skirt. Too much actually, because now it's too short. So I have to knit like 10 centimeters or 4 inches onto this skirt. And then I will have... mid-thigh or like lower thigh perhaps length, which is going to make me look less like a carrot, hopefully. So I already started working on that. That is something I could finish. It's not that much work. Then I also have my retro button dress that I started wearing last summer. Put it in the washing machine. I mean, the armholes were already a bit snug. After I washed it, I mean, the cotton just shrinks up, so now it just cuts into my armpits, which is not a pleasant feeling. So I ripped the whole thing out. I lengthened the straps. The thing that I haven't done is pick up the borders around the sleeves and the neckline. So that's what I need to do, also quite quick. And then I also have a sweater by Andy Satterlund that is called a cropped sweater for winter, which is like very, very cropped. I feel like the hem is just below my boobs. And I do have another skein of this yarn. So I am planning to rip out the ribbing, the hem, lengthen the sweater, redo the ribbing. Also not that hard. It's just that you never feel like doing these things. That's why I took the month of February to do it. What else? I am also thinking of doing the same thing with my tulip sweater. I actually think, or maybe not. I'm gonna go check if it's here and then I'll show it to you. Otherwise, yes, it was here. So this is my tulip sweater. And as you can see, this is very short. I think it's really pretty. I like it a lot. I wear it over dresses because then it doesn't matter that much that it just covers your boobs. But yeah, it is quite impractical. Sometimes I feel like wearing this with trousers, and even when I wear my high-waisted ones, which is all my trousers, there's still a gap between where the trouser end and the sweater starts, and that's not a good look. So I am contemplating ripping out these shells and just knitting, because I also have more of this yarn. This is, let me think, this is the unspun Lopi yarn. What is it called? I can't remember right now. I will put it on the, I'll put it on the screen. That I held double. And since it's unspun, I can imagine it's not that fun to unravel. Unravel is probably not the word for this, but yeah. So I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to do this or not. This is in the color Galaxy, and it has flecks of all kinds of color. I mean, to me, this color is a dark brown. Some people think it's black. It could be a really dark gray. I mean, to my eyes, it looks brown, but that could be because I can't talk today. I haven't had my morning coffee. We're having a morning session here, so it is what it is. But as you can see, there are all these flecks of colors. It's mainly red, blue, a greenish yellow. And I mean, they could look brown when they're muddled together. So I'm not sure. Jury's out. But we will see if I get to this. And that was all I had for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.